It's time for the NFL Week 16 best bets and trends. Let's talk some football. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back in to another episode for Just a Bet Outside. I am your host, Steven, and we're back to talk some more NFL football. Only 3 weeks left till the playoffs. I have no clue where the time is going. Apparently, I heard a rumor that it's Christmas next week already. That's right. So, some quick reminders though. We have an NFL video for the 2 Saturday games. That's right. Late in the season, we have football on Saturday. The video for the 2 Saturday games preview and best bets will be out midday Friday, so be sure to go check that out. NFL player props and those anytime touchdowns. That video will be out late Friday night like usual. So, outlier first touchdown winner. Guess what? Nobody hit. Audric Estime scored a touchdown. Not one person had him, and I don't blame you. I feel bad that no one hit, so I'm going to give one free month away to 2 people anyways. Let's pull it up. Congratulations to at TLT3819 and at JoshWitt1501. Reach out to me, preferably either on my email, on Discord, or on X, and we'll get you that 1 free month of Outlier. Congratulations. Thanks for all the comments and the guesses. It's weird that not one person hit, but that's what happens when a running back named Estime hits the first touchdown. So that's what I got for you. No dad joke right now. I'm all business. We got 3 videos to record tonight. We're getting right into it. We'll get you one for the NBA video. But in this video, we're going to recap Thursday Night Football. It wasn't pretty. It was 0-2. Again, I do half units for a reason. Primetime games can get very weird. We will talk about that recap in just a little bit. Week 16 trends. They went 5-7 last week, but it's been a winning season for those so far. We'll give you the Week 16 and then the best bets for this weekend. I have 3 best bets, and then we're going to go over a trends parlay. That's right. We haven't done it in a while. I'll give you one that I really like, and then we'll finish it with the recap. So hit that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment below to help this channel continue to grow, help that algorithm. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button as we're on our way to 35,000 subscribers. You guys are absolutely awesome. Let's get into it, and that means it's recap time. All right, there it is. Unfortunately, an 0-2 day to start the Week 16 after a nice Week 15, but this is prime time, and this is why I do these small bets. Under 42.5, I had no idea they were going to score 30-something points in the first half. It did slow down a little bit in the second half, until the last score, but either way, that was a terrible read, and there was just points everywhere. Defenses couldn't do anything. Second one, Cortland Sutton over 62.5 receiving yards. I think I mentioned in the video that he had 8 or 9 targets or more in like 7 straight weeks. Well, guess what? He didn't, because it's prime time, and weird things happen like this when it's prime time on a short week. And he had, I think, 5 targets, 4 catches, ended with like 50 receiving yards. He was somewhat close. Javonte Williams, the running back, I think had like 8 catches on 11 or 12 targets. It was just dump down city, hitting the running back. Again, just one of those games. It happens in football. It's unfortunate, but again, that's why we limit our unit count and bankroll management and all that, because we're going to have plenty of bets, bets that I like a lot more than just this Thursday night game coming all over the course of the weekend. So season record now 127 and 127, up 2.19 units. I need a freaking hot streak before we end the season. That's for sure. So that's a Thursday Night Football recap. And now let's talk some trends. All right, here we go. Page 1 of the trends. Like I said, 5-7 last week, 95 and 85 on the year. Last season, 115 and 81. Again, a part of your handicap should be some trends, but it should not be the only reason you're making huge bets or anything. So, first one, Giants 1-8 against the spread in their last 9 games. Atlanta -9 if you like that one. How about that spread, huh? Atlanta -9 with a rookie quarterback that's going to be starting in his debut. We'll talk about that on page 2. In their last 9 games, Buffalo and New England are combined 14-4 to the over. That total is 46.5. Lions 9-0 against the spread the last 9 games after a loss. Detroit -6.5 if you like that one at Chicago. Bengals last 5 home games have had an average score of 70.2. That's absolutely ridiculous. The total on that one is 46.5 against the Browns, starting DTR at quarterback. Titans are horrendous, 2-12 against the spread this season. That's so bad. That's just so bad. Indy -3.5 if you like that one. Rams 14-2 ATS last 16 games. Played in December. We've used this a couple times now in December. Rams -3 at the New York Jets. Philadelphia Eagles, almost said the Phillies, are 5-0 straight up and against the spread the last 5 road games. If you like that, you take the Eagles -3.5 at the Commanders. Cardinals 3-9 against the spread in their last 12 games as a favorite. If you fade that one, then you take the Carolina Panthers +5. Or if you take that, you take the Panthers. You get it. First half total is 7-1 to the under in Seahawks home games. 21.5 is the first half total. Jaguars 8-3 against the spread in their last 11 games as a road underdog. That one you take the Jags plus 1.5 if you have any guts. And then Dolphins have gone over in 5 straight home games. The total now is 44.5. And then the final one on page 1, the last one of record. The Bucks average the most points per game on the road in the NFL, 31.6, while the Cowboys allow the most points per game at home at 33.4. It is a dream matchup. If you take that one, you take the Bucks team total over 24.5. That's page 1. Take a screenshot. Now we got page 2. Again, these don't count towards the official trends record. This is just, some of it's just info I want to share that was interesting. If you hate it, you can fast forward, obviously. But in the last 40 years, no rookie quarterback in week 10 or later has made his first career start as a favorite of 7+ points. This is that Michael Penix I was talking about. How about being a rookie debut starter and you're favored by over 7 points? That's crazy. NFC North is now a ridiculous 30-10 straight up, 26-14 against the spread versus other divisions this year. The 30-10 mark is the second best for a full season by any division since 1990. I was 4 years old. This season, home underdogs are 35, 48-3 ATS, only 42% home underdogs, the second least profitable mark for any season since 1990. Again, I was 4. Teams to lead at halftime are 87, 124-3 against the second half spread. How about that? That means they struggle in the second half after playing well in the first half at 41% clip. Eagles are 3-0 straight up and 3-0 against the spread versus the NFC East this season, but Philly has not won 4 consecutive games against the spread versus the NFC East since 2011, 2012 with Michael Vick. How about that? By the way, you got a head coaching job at a college that I forgot now. Aaron Rodgers 8-0 against the spread versus the Rams. It's the most wins without a loss for any quarterback against one team. Does that matter? Probably not, because Rodgers and the Jets absolutely suck. So that's the NFL Week 16 trends. Hopefully this helped you or just gave you some entertainment either way. But now it's time for the best bets. All right, this first one takes us out to Seattle, where the Seahawks host the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings -3. Total in this one is 42.5. My Hawks let me down on primetime against the Packers. Got absolutely crushed. It was ugly. I was crushed. But either way, I'm not betting the Seahawks here. I'm not betting the Vikings. I'm betting the under 42.5 at -108 on Bet365 for a half unit. I live in this state, and this weather sucks. You guys know it. The rain, the wind, it's going to be happening on Sunday. I think that's going to make this game look a little ugly as long as we can avoid some big mistakes that lead to points. But Geno Smith, he looks like he's playing, but he's not 100%. I didn't even know if he was going to play or if it was going to be Sam Howell. But let's talk about that Seattle offense for a second. The Hawks have really struggled at home this year. We've talked about it before. We're not a team built to win in cold, rainy games. We just aren't. And it's showing, to be honest with you. Seahawks have scored the 6th fewest points per game at home in the NFL, 19.1 per game. That's just pathetic. They will continue to struggle because this O-line is absolutely horrendous, and they have some more injuries. Green Bay dominated us in the trenches in regards to our O-line versus their D-line. They put a lot of pressure on Geno last week, and it's not going to get any easier this week because Minnesota, they blitz at the highest rate in the NFL. It's not even close. They blitz at 38.9%. I think the next one was like 33%. They have the 4th highest pressure rate, the 4th most sacks. It's going to be a long day for this offensive line. The Hawks' run game has been non-existent. They're already a bottom 5 rush offense. Now they may be without their number 1 and number 2 running backs in Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet. Vikings already a top 5 run defense, so you just know right off the bat we're not going to have a run game at all. It's going to be on the arm of Geno Smith if he plays and this O-line. The only way we move the ball is somehow protecting him and finding some time to throw. It's just going to be tough. Vikings offense, they've been pretty consistent and balanced lately. 8th in pass yards per game, 15th in rush yards per game. Since they stopped trying to just force feed Justin Jefferson and use Jordan Addison because he's the one getting single coverage and all that, they've been a little bit better. That's why you've seen Jordan Addison have some great games and all that. They're taking what the defense gives them. They've been fortunate to play some bad defenses lately, I will say that, but I do expect the Seahawks defense to slow down Aaron Jones a little bit. They gave up 94 yards to Josh Jacobs last week, but it was on 26 carries, only a 3.6 yards per carry average. The Hawks run defense in the last 5-6 weeks has been better. So if they can slow down Aaron Jones in this kind of a weather game, I don't think Darnold's going to go in and just absolutely dominate because he's just not someone who can really to dominate. And if it's not in his home confines under the dome in Minnesota. So I think this is going to be a low scoring game. This is going to be the Vikings' first road game since November 24th, which is insane to me. Red zone defenses, both are in the top half of the league in regards to not allowing touchdowns in the red zone as much. Vikings on the road averaging 5 less points per game at 23.9 per game. I think we see both teams try to take care of the ball in this kind of a weather, try to run it. I think it's going to be a field position punting kind of game. We'll get some field goals. Obviously, it'll probably be a touchdown or two, but I think 42.5 is just a little too high. But again, the Seahawks have let me down many times when I bet on their games. So maybe this is the game they score 50. Who knows? But either way, my first best bet, the under 42.5 in the Vikings and Seahawks. All right, the second one takes us out to Chicago, where the Bears host the Detroit Lions. Lions minus 6.5 total. This one 48 points. Listen, I bet on the Bears. I bet on the Browns. I bet on some terrible teams. This one, I am not overthinking it. I am actually taking the better team. Give me the Lions minus 6 at minus 120 on bet 365 for half unit. Yes, I'm doing 6. I'm drinking a little bit extra juice. I just really am because 6 is a key number. If they somehow only win by 6, then it's going to be a push. But I don't think we're going to need it anyways. But I'm not going to overthink it. Let's talk about this. The Bears. They absolutely suck, and I mean it. I mean, we're talking like worst team in the NFL suck in the last few weeks since they fired Eberflus. It has just been terrible for them. Since they lost in that Hail Mary to Washington, they have not won a game yet. They've lost 9 in a row or 8 in a row. I don't even remember now. But they're just no longer competing. In the last 2 weeks, they've been outscored 68-25 by the Niners and the Vikings. And listen, the Niners have not been playing well this year. Caleb Williams and this offense are as bad as it gets. Most of the reason is because, well, first of all, he's a rookie quarterback, but the O-line has been atrocious. Maybe the worst in the entire NFL. Yes, the Lions defense is banged up, but I don't think it matters. I think the Bears are just that bad. Lions loss of David Montgomery hurts, obviously, but they still got Jahmyr Gibbs, an elite offensive line. I think they're going to be fine, at least for this game, especially against this Bears run defense that has struggled. The Lions are coming off a rare loss last week against the Bills in a game that almost had 100 points. You don't want to fade Detroit after a loss. Campbell and the Lions are now 6-0 against the spread after loss the last 2 seasons. You saw the trend earlier. It goes back even farther. I think it was 9-0 against the spread after a loss. I mean, they are hungry. They're pissed off that they lost. They're not a team that's used to that. So I'm not going to fade a team like the Lions, even though this game is outdoors. It's not ideal. They only play like 5 outdoor games all year or something. And we talked about that in the season preview. But either way, the Lions team is just so much better. I think they're going to dominate the line of scrimmage. And I think this Bears team is just flat out give it up, to be honest. You see their body language and everything on the sideline. It's been ugly. I think the Detroit Lions dominate the run game on both sides of the ball. And that's going to put a lot of pressure on Caleb Williams in this one. So we have one team wanting to prove that they are still a Super Bowl contender, even with all the injuries, coming off a loss. They're hungry for a win. You know, Dan Campbell will have these boys ready. And another team in the Bears that just cannot wait to get to the offseason. Go to the beach, go fishing, go golfing, whatever it is they want to do. They are really excited about it. So in this one, give me the Lions minus 6 at minus 120 for an easy win against the Bears as my second best bet. All right, this third one takes us out to Miami, Florida, where the Dolphins host the San Francisco 49ers. 49ers minus 1 total in this one is 44.5. My best bet, give me the Niners team total under 23.5. Again, I'm drinking a little more juice here at minus 124 on FanDuel for half unit. The real line's 22.5. 23 is a key number in football, so I have no problem taking the minus 124 here. So let's talk about this 49ers offense. It's been a mess this season. It's just been crazy. They are now going to be on their 4th-string running back as Garendo is ruled out in this one. The Niners are averaging 22.4 points per game this season, so it's not been pretty overall. They're coming off 6 total points versus the Rams last week. 6, that's right. In their 3 road games since that Week 9 bye, yes, they've only played 3 road games since their Week 9 bye. They scored 23 versus Tampa, 10 versus Green Bay, and 10 versus Buffalo. It's been a struggle. They haven't gone over 23.5 points on the road since Week 6. Now they're even more banged up. Left tackle Trent Williams will be out, maybe shut down for the rest of the season. He's huge, guys. He is a huge part of this offense. He is one of the best left tackles in the NFL, and you've seen it. You've seen their struggles with it. But 49ers in the red zone, they're a bottom 10 offense in the red zone. We've talked about this all year. They've been there all year. They've scored a touchdown in only 53% of their red zone drives. Guess where they were last year? 68%, the number 1 red zone offense. It is just not the same this year. Obviously, 4th-string running back now. It's been a lost season. The team, I'm not saying they're giving up or anything, but it is a lost season. Trent Williams is out. Now they have to travel across country to the Miami Dolphins in Miami. And this Dolphins defense has been pretty decent, and they've been really good in the red zone. How about the 6th best red zone defense, only allowing a touchdown on 50% of drives? 49ers will struggle to score touchdowns in this one. And here's what you guys may not know, and I may have mentioned it before. Miami is just flat out one of the best run defenses in the NFL lately. They just flat out are. They held Joe Mixon to 12 carries for 23 yards. Breece Hall and Braylon Allen to 4 yards per carry. Held Josh Jacobs to 43 yards on 19 carries, a 2.3 average. held Stevenson combo to 14 carries for 44 yards. Raiders running backs did nothing, but they suck. Honestly, that team cannot run the ball. It's just been unbelievable. This team has really shut down the run. We're talking good running games. Josh Jacobs, Joe Mixon, things like that. The 49ers are going to have to rely on Purdy to go on the road across country without his left tackle, four-string running back, and score 24 more points to make this lose. I don't see it happening. I love this bet. So that's my third and final best bet. Give me the Niners team total under 23.5 as my third best bet. But we're not done yet. Let's talk the Trends Parlay. All right, this Trends Parlay has been cold this year. We haven't done it in a while. I'm ready to get a winner now. So I got a 3-legger plus 318. I'm putting a half unit on it. Again, it's not official, but we need a freaking winner. So here we go. Bucks team total over 24.5. The Colts money line and the Eagles money line. Let's get that winner. So let's talk about it. The Bucks team total over 24.5. The trend we're following here, the Bucks have scored the most points per game on the road this year, and Dallas has given up the most points per game at home this year. Analysis, the Bucks are absolutely crushing it. Since week 2 versus Detroit, the lowest they've ever scored on the road is 24 points. The running game has really helped this season. Bucky Irving is a stud, limited in practice, but it looks like he should play. With Evans back, I see no reason not to think this Bucks offense completely rolls again. Dallas defense been bad all year, been hit with injuries. I think they get over 24.5. Second one, Colts money line. Technically, this should probably be Colts minus 3.5 based on the trend that we're following, which is Titans 2-12 against the spread this season. I'm going to take Colts money line just to be safe because I need a winner. So that's the trend. Now the analysis on this one: Titans are hot garbaggio. That's my analysis. Really, they're terrible. They're going to be starting Mason Rudolph now, probably because it's around Christmas time. You kind of have to with Rudolph. But injuries have killed this defense. He's had a chance to be really good, or this defense had a chance to be really good with L'Jarius Sneed and some of these new guys, but injuries have killed them. No consistent quarterback play. I expect the Colts to run down their throat, do enough to win this game. They should cover as long as they stay away from Anthony Richardson mistakes, but I'm just going to take the Colts on the money line at home. They should absolutely beat the Titans. Third one, Eagles money line. The trend we're following here, 5-0 straight up and 5-0 against the spread the last 5 road games for the Eagles. This team's playing lights out. We talked about it. The 2 rookie DBs, this defense, and what they did since the bye. Jalen Carter and that defensive line. Guys, Jalen Carter sometimes looks like the best player in the NFL. It's just been unbelievable. Washington has not played great the last month and a half or so, honestly. I think they played like one good game, one good half, I think is all they played. And they played some weak competition as well. The Eagles' strength is their running game. Commander's weakness is their run defense. I think the Eagles are going to be able to run the ball. I don't think it's going to be some easy blowout win necessarily because on the road in the division is never going to be easy. But I believe Philly should come out with a win here, running the ball and playing some good defense. So that's what I got. Eagles money line, Colts money line, Bucks team total over 24.5 plus 318 on DraftKings for a half unit. And that's all the best game bets. Again, player props and anytime touchdowns will be coming out Friday night. But thanks again for watching. We're not done. Before we get out of here, let's check out the recap. All right, there it is. We start out with the under 42.5 between the Vikings and the Seahawks in a bad weather game, minus 108 for a half unit. Then the Lions, -6, minus 120 for a half unit. Drinking a little extra juice to get it down to 6 instead of 6.5. And then the 49ers team total under 23.5. Drinking just a little bit more juice from the 22.5, going up to the 23.5, being such a key number. That's a half unit. And then the Trends Parlay half unit. Bucks team total over 24.5. Colts money line, Eagles money line. Let's cash some bets. That's right. Again, NFL player props and anytime touchdowns video will be out late Friday night like usual. Thank you guys for watching. As always, hit that like button if you haven't already. If you have any time at all, leave a comment. It really helps that algorithm. But hope everyone has a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.